are live. Hey everyone, it is Sunday, March 20th. The time is just after 7:30 p.m. and welcome to my much neglected Johnny Stumbles channel for an overdue Sunday Night Live. I didn't have any content for the last 2 weeks. I apologize for that. This is actually the longest I've ever gone without having any content on this channel, but we're back and hopefully I'll get some more uploads in the coming weeks, in addition to doing the Sunday Night Stumbles chat. And I will welcome everyone to the chat. So Falcom, Harjot, Joe's Crayons, TV, DXCR, Susan's here, Yahi is here, Marie and Brad Palmer are here, Dave Jeffries here, DJ Ian, Marg H, Yogi, Falcom again, Alex, Jeanette, Brett, Harjot, COVID Hippo, Maroof, and everyone else. Thanks for tuning in after the hiatus, and I saw a lot of you in my stream earlier today. Mark says, hi there, sunburned kid. Yeah, I really got sunburned pretty bad in Mexico, but what's funny is the last time I was in Mexico, I got sunburned even worse. I found a few really nasty pictures from that trip, so I don't think I'm going to share them because, yeah, they're a little revealing, but I am beat red. Maybe another day if I get drunk enough. And I've decided to lift the alcohol ban since I've came back. So we're going to be having a gin and tonic tonight, although it is a diet tonic. And so welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I think Tech Needs Tea, who's been MIA for a very long time, might be making an appearance. Apparently she's on a plane and she said she might get the in-flight Wi-Fi, although I don't know if that's going to work for YouTube. Even on like 240p, I don't think the in-flight Wi-Fi is very good. Colette is here. Long time no see as well. Firestar Eyes. So welcome to the stream. So tonight, we're just going to do the usual. We're going to hang out. We're going to chat. I have one little item to rant and vent on, so I'll tackle that soon. And then I have some older pictures I want to go through. Some people asked if I could do that, so we're just going to do a trial run. I dug up some pictures from 3 different trips that I took, so we can go through those, and we can do our usual exploring the internet and hanging out and that sort of thing. I don't really have a plan other than that, but yeah, welcome to the stream. And who can guess, where is this picture taken from? Can anyone guess where this background picture is taken from? First person to say the city name wins my respect forever. So let's see in the chat who can guess where this is from. Where's anyone going to guess? Yahia says Asia. Ali says Korea. Daft Dan is the winner. That is the BTS, not the K-pop band, but the BTS Skytrain. And I forget what stop that is, actually. That might be right in the middle of Sukhumvit, I think. Maybe somewhere around ASOC or Nana. But that is the BTS Skytrain in Bangkok. And I'm starting to get in the mood for some travel in. YYZ Deals is sending me some emails with some pretty good deals. I saw one. It was a round trip to like Panama for $279. So if I could jump on something like that and get a cheapish hotel, I could conceivably go away and come back and get a bunch of content out of it. Maybe a few live streams for like $1,000. So I'm going to be doing things on a shoestring budget whenever possible. I think that'll be something that kind of suits what I do, and I think it'll be interesting content for the channel. So yeah, so I'll just start this off with my rant. So there's a company that's releasing a camera that I thought would be kind of useful for this channel. It's definitely got some upgraded features over the current camera I use. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey, can we work together? And I was very honest. I was like, I'm going to buy your camera anyways, but maybe you could send me one. I've never done this before. And, you know, we had a call and they agreed to send me the camera. And all was well. However, the tracking, or they sent me the tracking number, and it said that the package was going to arrive Friday, which was the day I left. So what I did was I called UPS and I was like, hey, you guys are sending me a package. I'm not going to be home. can you just send it to the UPS store? That's literally 2 minutes from my house, and I'll just pick it up from there when I'm back. And the girl at UPS said, sorry, we can't do that. I've done that with FedEx before. I've done that with Purolator before. I've done that with DHL before. But apparently UPS, once the package has been shipped, you cannot reroute it. I even made an account online because it looked like they had that feature, but I couldn't do that. So she said, what's going to happen is they're going to miss delivery, and then you can call before we reattempt the delivery, and we'll send the package to a place to be picked up. And I was like, okay, that's pretty stupid, but sure, why not? So then I checked the next day, and it said your package will arrive on Monday. So I thought, oh, it was going to be Friday. Now it says Monday. So on Monday, when I'm in Mexico, I will check the tracking again, and if it says we missed your delivery, I will call UPS and tell them to send it to the pickup center. Long story short, it is now Sunday afternoon, and I decided, let's see the status of my package. It should be arriving tomorrow. So I pull up UPS, and it says status delivered, package left at resident's door. I was like, left at my door? This is a very expensive camera that they had explicit instructions not to leave it at my door, and they just left it there on Friday. So now this is 2 days later. So I emailed my building, and I was like, hey, can you go pick up the package and just open up my apartment door and put it inside? UPS was not supposed to do that. Then my building went up and said there was a note on my door saying my neighbor picked up my package and that they were holding on to it. So thankfully, my neighbor left me this note on my door, and then he had to leave me another note because he had to leave, and he gave the package to his mother-in-law, who also lives in my building. Long story short, I knocked on her door, and look what is written on the package. It very clearly says, please do not leave at the door. What did UPS do? They didn't even leave it at my door. They left it in the lobby for everyone to see. They literally just dumped this very expensive package with a camera in it in the lobby and walked away. I didn't sign for it. I already called them. I was like, yo, do not leave this behind. I will not be there. And they assured me that I would just get a pickup notice and I could call back. But anyways, thank you to my neighbors, and no thank you to UPS. You are now number one on my most hated delivery companies. You have somehow managed to surpass Federal Express. And that tells, that's quite an accomplishment. So anyways, thank you to my neighbors for noticing this package in the lobby and for holding on to it and then making arrangements for me to get it when I got back. No thank you to UPS. You suck. You don't know what you're doing. Please don't use UPS. What would have happened if it was gone? Would UPS have been liable? Would this company that sent me this camera have been like, we're not going to send this guy another one? I don't know what would have happened. But anyways, yeah, screw UPS. Screw this delivery driver. Although, in fairness, I have a feeling that they probably have more to deliver than they can in their shift. So to cut corners and not have to work overtime for free, they probably just end up dumping packages like this guy did. So as much as I'd like to blame the driver, it's probably a corporate culture issue. But anyways, there's my rant. UPS sucks. Don't use UPS. Unless, of course, you like them. But there we go. Yeah, so let's be a little more positive. So I hope you guys are doing well. I will not be showing pictures from Mexico on this trip, but let me turn this image off. But today I went out and wow, this one's up to 8K views already. 8.3K. So I did something I don't normally do. I live streamed a parade, and I thought it was kind of fun. There was a weird lull in the middle of the parade where there was like 20 minutes of literally just people walking and no music. That was kind of boring, but for the most part, it was a good parade. It was a great crowd. It was a fun day. I think it was long overdue for Toronto to have that kind of event. M. Massand, unfortunately, I don't. I'm just reading some of your messages. It seems some people have some problems with UPS. Yeah, Mike Landry. That was what I was afraid of, especially living in an apartment. And also going on was Comic-Con. And I didn't know if that was really worth going to check out. Maybe I could see some people in costumes walking around Front Street or not. I don't know, but our friend Ken went down there, I saw. So he also did a live stream. I think he caught the tail end of the parade. But he also went down, it says in the title, to check out Comic-Con. So I did not see his live stream, but I'm going to watch that tonight because I'm really curious. Did I miss something? Did I screw up? Was it worth checking out? I don't know, but Ken was there. Usually when something's going on in the city, one of us two will be there. I will be doing another collaboration with Ken, hopefully next week. I reached out to him. We might do a video together and maybe even a live stream after. People seem to enjoy that, so I'm going to be in touch again with Ken just to... You know what? I think I was at Queen and Young just as Ken was there. What I did after the parade, I decided... Oh, thank you, Vivian, for confirming. What I did was I walked the parade route with my camera and I just made another video. I'm like, I'm out. I don't have a lot of extra content right now, so I kind of just walked the parade route right after the parade and I ended up catching up to it. And I think I got to Queen and Young as Ken was there. It's just, it was so crowded we wouldn't have seen each other. And Ken was actually on the other side of the street from what I was. So again, there was no way to see each other. Or at least unless we were really looking out for one another. And I had no idea Ken was there. I had no idea he was streaming. I was just recording a regular video. But yeah, I think we'll be doing a collaboration pretty soon. Yeah, Susan, I think Comic-Con ran from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're getting our events back. Falcon Scott says, hope Ken gets up to 8K subscribers. Speaking of subscribers, what's interesting, a lot of people have noticed, I've been stuck at 72.1 for a very long time. YouTube has been on a subscriber purge. So it seems as if every time I gain a subscriber, they take away an old one. So for the last like 3 or 4 weeks, I've kind of been stuck in the mud, not really moving. What they're doing is the algorithm is getting rid of old accounts that are no longer active. They're getting rid of bots. They're getting rid of duplicate accounts. So they're just doing one of their cleanups that they do from time to time. So you might notice a lot of channels like mine seem to be stuck in the mud. Some are even going backwards and losing subscribers. So it's nothing to be worried about. It's just, it is what it is. YouTube's just taking out the dead weight. So that's why we're kind of stuck at 72.1 right now. But I had a good growth day today. Views have bounced back. Since the invasion started, my views were quite down, which doubly sucked because ad revenue was really down too. But maybe people are just tired of seeing YouTube videos about the war. I don't know, but the views seem to be rebounding. We're almost back to where things normally are. So things are getting back on track on that front. I'm just mentioning this because a lot of people have reached out and been like, yo, what's going on with your subscribers? I guess some people like to watch that sort of thing. And YouTube did communicate that you're going to notice your subscribers you're going to notice some purging going on. So that's what happened. And Falcom says you made a channel at Estelle. Estelle lost access to your old channel, but you made a new one. Oh, and that's why I had to re-mod you. Well, maybe we can take a look at your new channel. Your old channel was what? Geelong Adventures or something like that? Okay, so one thing some people kind of asked was, why don't we see some old pictures from trips and vacations? So what I did... Oh, Alex says he put two-factor on his channel. One thing you should do, Alex, get the Google recovery codes. That way, in case you ever lose all your devices and you can't use two-factor, you can use the recovery codes. Just put them in a very safe place. Put them in like a zip file. Put a password on the zip file. Change the extension. do whatever you can to hide it, but get your recovery codes. That way, in case you do lose access to your YouTube account, maybe, you know, your house burns down in a fire and your phone was in there and you can't access YouTube anymore. And when you go to activate it, they ask you for the 2-factor authentication. If you have the recovery code, you can get everything back. So just a recommendation if you do have a YouTube channel out there to do that. But anyway, so I thought we would go through some old photos just because a few people had asked and it seemed like it might be kind of fun. So we're not really, I'm only going to go through a few. This isn't going to take very long. We're just kind of test driving this as something we might be doing on these live streams. So let me know your feedback if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Maybe we'll do a poll. And some of these pictures are really old. Some of them were pre-smartphone old, like before smartphones existed, or I guess back when smartphones were just Blackberries. And they weren't taken with smartphones. So Susan, no, I don't have the Korea ones up. I just pulled 3 random photo albums, although one of them isn't that old. It's only like 4 or 5 years old. So let's see. Yes, there are some pictures of me. I only took a few pictures, but the first batch of pictures is actually from 2 trips I took to Phuket and Thailand. And one is from 2008. And the other ones I think are from 2013 or 2014. So we will fire those up. What time is it right now? It is 7:48. So this is Patong Beach in Phuket. Now, if you're asking, where is Phuket? This is one of my favorite places on earth. It is this little nub here on the south of Thailand. So Bangkok is like all the way up here. And Phuket is this island. It's an island just even though there's a crossing. It's considered an island because of this inlet here. And there's Krabi, another awesome place. Koh Lanta. I've been to those places. But anyways, that's where this is from. This is from Phuket. Let's go back to the photos. Fansbus is gaming. You're already building a new PC because you can't upgrade the storage. You should be able to. You should be able to. Hello, Art Norman Jr. And there is one of my hotel rooms I stayed at. I think if I remove myself, you could see my bag. So that is all I traveled with. That one backpack was enough for, I think this was for my second trip to Phuket, actually. We'll throw myself back up there. And this hotel, I think, was about $80, $90 a night. All right, Maroof. Yes, don't let your house burn down. Go save the day. But thanks for dropping in. And Falcom Scott, good night. Yes, it's late for you in the UK. Have a good night, Falcom Scott. Novell says those towel swans are truly in love. And there's a lookout from, I think this is from my friend's hotel. And this is the main beach road in Patong. And there is the beach. A lot of people say don't go to Patong. It's kind of super touristy, but it's fun. It's got pretty much everything you would need there. And there's a view from my hotel. So these pictures are all mixed up, but this is the hotel I stayed at the first time I was there. And that's the infamous walking street in Patong. Not to be confused with the one in another city, but Maroof, don't be sorry. Never be sorry. It's fine. Hey, look at that. Who is that nerd? Who is that nerd? Have you guys ever got one of these, like, apparently these fish, like, latch onto your feet and they, I don't know, they suck up dead skin cells, or they do something. Anyways, I paid like $10 for an hour of this in advance. Novell says so young. This is This isn't that old. This one I think is from 2013 or 2014. Marie Palmer says Home Alone. I paid $10 for an hour of this, having never tried it before. And that's what happens. And the fish just swarm your feet and start... Oh, you can see my sunburn on my legs. Anyways, I lasted all of a minute. I could not handle it. So after a minute, I just hopped up and left. So, Mike Landry. Thank you, Mike Landry, for the $5. Thank you very much. And you sent a super chat in the earlier stream. Thank you again, Mike, for your support. It's very much appreciated. Jeanette says fish foot spa. Let's find out how many people have ever done this. Have you ever done a fish foot spa? Fans Buses Gaming says he's getting a green screen. Have you ever done a fish foot spa? Yes, no. If you're even remotely ticklish, I say don't do it. Don't do it. It is, if you're not ticklish, do it. There's another picture of Phuket and 4:3 aspect ratio. Awesome. And there was the first hotel I stayed at. Tara Evans says only in Lake Simcoe. So it was like a real style fish spa. Hey, there I am. This one is after a long hot day. And it's like, I think 2008. This was my first time ever in Thailand. Looks, do I look the same? Holy shit. If you think about it, that was 14 years ago. Can I recreate that pose? I don't know. But anyways, that was 14 years ago. And I think that's just one of the side roads. Gertej says, wow, you look so young. Colette, I would have been 27 or 28. I was in Thailand. Or sorry, I was living in Korea, and that was my second trip ever there. Michelle Briggs says I look the exact same. And there's some Muay Thai fighting. What's cool about this, I did not know, but at this Muay Thai event, there was a Canadian Muay Thai fighter named Julia Budd. She fought on this card, and I remember watching her fight. And... who is Julia Budd? Julia Budd went on... That's her. She went on to be a mixed martial arts champion. She was the Bellator champion. So I saw her fight Muay Thai before she was an MMA fighter and went on to have a big career. And she's actually fighting in the PFL. So I'm looking forward to seeing her fight in this upcoming season. Chris Cyborg, who was in UFC, went to Bellator and kicked her butt. So she's no longer a champion. But anyways, yeah, I saw her back when she was just starting out in Phuket. So that was pretty cool. And I remembered it too. I remembered her name, and I remember seeing her on TV fighting MMA. And then I looked at the dates and everything lined up, and I was like, oh, that was her that I saw in Thailand. Yeah, she's a very, very powerful woman. But anyways, yeah, she was fighting on this card at this stadium, so that was a lot of fun. Ali says not her thing. Can I recreate this pose? It's pretty dorky looking person right there. Jeanette wants muscles like that. Are you sure? You'd be able to break me in half if you had muscles like that. I would not fight that woman. Anyways, that is... yeah, that's... I don't think that's Patong Beach in the background. I think that's the next one over. Kata, something like that. Yeah, you can see the cameras were not quite up to par. And some Pepsi Green, because who doesn't want to drink Pepsi Green? And there I am. There's a topless, distant Johnny in the ocean. And you can see I'm sunburned to high hell there too. Ooh, can I go anywhere and not get sunburned? I think right when I was in Mexico, I topped off at 180 pounds when I was there, which is the most I've ever weighed in my life. In this picture, I'm probably about $145. So yeah, I'm a little chonkier than I used to be, but we're gonna get that. We're gonna get back to that. Maybe not all the way back to that, but we'll get close. There I am. What I need there is a surfboard. Jeanette says I probably burn in the shade. There were actually people out surfing in this. Fan's working on his webcam game. And there's Happy Night Bar. And we're back to the beginning. So those were from Patong. And to check out our poll, 5% of you have done a fish spa. 81% of you have not. And 14% of you think you're a baseball. That's a weird thing to think of. Why would you think you're a baseball? So I just put up a poll. Let's see what people say. Fans Buses Gaming says the metal piece is welded over your power supply, so you can't get the cables. Ooh, 8.4. This you know what happened with this video? I was trying to dodge all the commercial music. I ended up muting it a few times, but one of those like Scottish folk songs that they were playing on the bagpipes got picked up and copyrighted. So I ended up sharing my revenue on this video, not the super chats, but the advertising revenue on this. So I put it in to be processed to remove the song. So unfortunately, we're gonna lose the chat replay on this one, and I'm gonna lose the there's a minute where the music's going to disappear. It's just going to be muted, but oh well. And it was claimed as like a cover song too. So apparently one of those songs is copyrighted that showed up there. Chris Mills says messing with the internals of power supplies is not recommended. Yeah, if you're not 100% certain of what you're doing, it shouldn't just be not recommended. It should just be avoided. Hello, Walks in Wall Street. Are you still in Miami? Mark H says, are you planning to set up a mailbox? You have a must-see for you. Yeah, that's something. I've got a lot on my to-do list. Getting a mailbox is definitely going to be one of them. JD says, how is the food in Thailand? It is my favorite cuisine in the world, and number 2 would be right next door in Vietnam. I think the food over there is amazing. All right, so let's see the results of the poll. Some more photos tonight. I'm not going to do this too much on these streams. Maybe we could just make it like a 10-15 minute segment on each one, but 86% said yes, 10% said no, and 4% are still a baseball. Isn't that weird? Why would you be a baseball? Justin got a conditional offer for UFT for political science. Congrats. I was what was my major? I don't even, I took a weird blended major. Economics, and I was originally economics. Yes, I say economics, not economics. Economics and psychology, but I switched econ to poli-sci. Novell says he saw one of Action Kid's new Miami videos. You feel it'll be interesting for a while, but Miami isn't as interesting. I think he's going to be traveling a whole lot. I think we're going to see him all over the U.S. and some other countries. Hopefully up in Canada, it's getting easier to come into this country. It's getting a bit more laid back. As of 12:01 a.m. tonight, we'll be able to go indoors in most environments without a mask. Locks from Wall Street says, hey Johnny, if you like Thai food, check out Sen in New York City. Your friend owns the restaurant and you will love it. Where is that? I went to one that was phenomenal actually in Hell's Kitchen. Sen, Thai comfort food. Man, oh, that was way away from where we were. Where am I looking here? There it is on the corner. All right, I will I'll say I'll give it a try, but I probably won't have the peace of mind to remember. If I ever go back to New York City and you know about it, remind me. I think the best Thai food outside of Thailand is Superchats at on Front Street. That is the best I've had. I'm trying to remember where the place was I went in Hell's Kitchen, but it was really good. Did you check out some video only in Japan on YouTube channel? Only in Japan? What's that all about? 281,000 subscribers, 100% live streaming channel from Japan, 15 times a month.
Welcome to...
If it's 100% live streaming, why does he have non-live stream videos here? How to ride the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Kyoto. Funny, Lisa says photos. Funny that we're on this Japan channel because one of the photo albums I have loaded up is from Japan. Where do people want to see? Quick poll. Superchats on Wellington. Yeah, Superchats on Wellington is awesome. Sorry, I said Front Street, but Front Street is basically Wellington down there. And welcome to the chat. The Shinkansen is basically their version of the TGV. I think the Shinkansen is magnetic, right? It's not on actual rails. 82% are voting for Japan. 9% are voting for the Philippines, and 9% are still a damn, or 3% are still a damn baseball. I'll give this poll 20 seconds, and then we'll just launch into another photo album. How to ride the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Tokyo's biggest street food and festival market. Created and produced by John Dobb. Wow, this guy has a lot going on. Massive Japanese garden. Japan post-mail impacted by war in Ukraine. So this is a bit more vloggy. It's a bit deeper into Japan. It's kind of one of the things I wrestle with my content is, should I branch out and go into more of the ins and outs of Toronto and Ontario in general? Or should I just stick to walking around neighborhoods and blabbing about them? And if I do branch out and do this kind of content, like taking the airport express train to the airport, which is a video I'm going to be working on pretty soon, does that go on the main channel? Does it go on the Stumbles channel? I'm still thinking about fleshing out different kinds of content, so we're just not always doing the same kind of walks, but it's interesting to see this kind of channel. Boardwalk Brad says $2 for the Philippines. You know what? 67% said Japan, 25% said the Philippines, but I have a super chat here for $2 for the Philippines. So maybe we'll go through the Philippines after Japan, and I might do it a little quick because I don't know if we want to spend all day on these things. John does a lot of live streams on his Go channel and has a separate channel for his documentaries. Oh, this is John. So he's got... How do you not... You got to link your other channel here. Neat, though. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, we're going to end the poll, and we're going to jump into another photo album, and we're going to run through that. But I look forward to going through this channel. Maybe I can steal a few ideas from him. Yeah, he says the views on your channel got botted. So, well, that's not good. You don't want bots viewing your channel. Once you're big, it's not going to matter. But when you're small, it can definitely have a negative impact. Where are we going? Oh, yeah, we're going to Osaka. So when I said we're going to Japan, I only pulled one of these albums. So this trip, I think, is 2011. And that is a view of my tiny little hotel room in Osaka. I forget the name, but yeah, you can see I had a Microsoft Surface back then. That's the OG original Microsoft Surface. What is that? Whatever this thing is charging, and there's a phone charger. This might be a battery pack. I think that's a battery pack. Beer, shorts. Boardwalk Brad says 150 people here and only 50 likes. Go smash that like button. Yes, Boardwalk Brad. Thanks for kicking everyone into high gear. Thanks. Okay, let's move on. So when you go to Osaka, yes, that's the beer on the floor. There's actually a whole bunch of cities there, all a very short train. There's Osaka, there's Kyoto, which is arguably just as famous as Osaka, which was spared from bombing in World War II because one of the U.S. generals had his honeymoon there and was fond of it, which is, fantastic that it did get bombed because there's a lot of great history there. And then there's Nara, which is this city where I am now, and there's also Kobe, which is another big city. So you get 4 cities basically for the price of one. So if somebody was going to Japan and they have said they had their heart set on Tokyo, I would actually think Osaka is the better destination just for one trip. It's certainly a lot cheaper. Susan says Nara equals deers. Yes. Brad says the stripes make me look taller. Yes, this is back in my sub 150 pound days. You guys smile like your brother when the camera's on you. And there I am with a deer. So this is Nara. I think this was my first day there. And I went on this trip alone. So who is taking that picture? Who is taking that picture? That is the world's largest all-wood structure. At least it was at the time. Or it might be the largest one that's more than 100 years old. I don't know. But it's one of those things. Boardwalk Brad says, did you go to one of those sushi restaurants? Yeah, they had those in Korea all over the place. So that wasn't new or special to me when I went to Tokyo. But I think I went to one or two. There I am. This is one of my favorite foods. That is okonomiyaki. And there's 2 styles. There's Osaka style and Hiroshima style. And I went to this restaurant. And they were like, where are you from? They were asking me 100 questions. And they're like, have you ever had okonomiyaki before? I was like, no. Then they're like, you have to have both. So even though I'm clearly couldn't eat both of these, and I only ordered one, the chef insisted on making 2, and they comped it. So, how's that for amazing hospitality? I'm super grateful for that. So they let me try both. I don't know which one is which, but it was quite good. And there it is, all fried up. This is super delicious. Smothered and covered, says Mike T. With the obligatory beer. By the way, this is 10% of my photos from Osaka. I took a lot out. There's my typical breakfast when I travel. Delicious breakfast, hotcakes. This particular hotel I was in did not have breakfast, nor would I be awake for it. It's kind of a janky hotel, actually. Ali BHG had okonomiyaki before me. And there's a view. Now we're back in Osaka. So there's the view of the mean streets of Osaka. And I went up in a Ferris wheel all alone. And everywhere in big Tokyo cities, or big Japanese cities, you see these networks of rail tracks kind of elevated cutting through the city. And a lot of their highways are elevated too, which is really neat. So you don't get that interruption at street level It's not like the Gardner that, even though it's elevated, it still kind of slices the city into two. There's some ramen. I think I had this. I think I took this picture because I had this at like 4 in the morning. I walked across the entire city of Osaka in the middle of the night, and I stopped for some ramen. There's the famous Glica sign. Now we're in Kyoto. Chris Mill says, do you generally travel alone? I like half and half. When I was living in Korea, I traveled alone quite a bit. Everyone there, all my friends, everyone I lived with just went to Thailand. They always went to the same place. If we had a long weekend and some people really felt like going away, they would go there. If we had 4 or 5 days off, they would go there, which I loved, but you kind of can't just do the same thing over and over again, kind of like Canadians going to the Caribbean. So that inspired this. And these photos, believe it or not, were taken. Let me see if I still have the phone where I took these. No, I moved it. But these were taken with the Samsung Galaxy Note 1, the OG Note, that big ass one. Lisa's neighbor lived in Kyoto for 25 years, so that is a very early generation smartphone that I'm using on this. I think that's the same picture, just or same place, just turned to the side. The best thing about the OG Note was the aspect ratio was 16:10. It wasn't 16:9 like today's phone. So rather than being like tall and skinny, it was a little wider, which thus made it kind of more useful. I think this is the Kyoza Mizudora or something. This is the most famous place in Kyoto. Not the most gorgeous, but I think the setting is quite good. Hey, look at that dork eating food in an izakaya. Dork. There's a picture of Osaka, and I think this is the baseball stadium off in the distance. And again, you can notice how their highways are always like completely out of the way. They don't rip up the city. There's a crab. They have a huge aquarium there, which I'm not a huge fan of. And of course, I went to a baseball game. That is the Osaka Dome. Boardwalk Brad, that's awesome. I might, if people want to see more photos like this, I might do Korea. And there's some strangers I met in a bar, and I ended up joining them, and we had a lot of fun that night. I think, if I can recall, they are not actually Japanese. I think they were Chinese living abroad. They spoke both, and they were like practicing their English on me, and it was just like, hey, want to join us and have some drinks together? I think these two are actually a couple. But hey, fun times. And I ended up, I don't know what's going on here, but somehow I ended up on this child bike. You can tell, same shirt. This is right after that. So we must have been pretty drunk for this. Doesn't my body look completely disproportionate? I guess it's the tiny bike that does that, but hopefully I returned it. I don't know what happened to the bike, but anyways, there I go on a tiny bike in Osaka. And there I am in a more sober state, or sobering up in front of the Glica sign. This is like the most popular part of Osaka. Yikes, that is a terrible photo. Why would I post that? Playing basketball. When you go back, would you do go-kart Mario Karting? Maybe. Another picture of Glica. And this is the airline I used to take. Peach. This one, I could fly from Seoul to Tokyo for like $200 on this. Not Tokyo, Osaka. And you land at Kansai Airport. And no, they don't pull you up to a gate. They literally just dump you off, and you have to walk down this thing and then walk your ass over to the terminal. And there we go. That is it for Osaka. So I'm almost out of drinks. I'm going to go top this up. Well, it's actually tasting kind of watered down. Michael Nguyen says, check out Tokyo live stream. Ooh, channel comments. Tokyo live stream? What's that all about, eh? I don't see a channel called Tokyo Live. Tokyo Live Camera? Is that it? I'm not sure what channel you're talking about. Anyways, I'm just going to make this taste not so watered down, so I'll be back in a second. Play nicely amongst yourselves. Oh, and Lisa says, wasn't yesterday the first day of spring? Solid first day of... I thought yesterday was spring. Yes, we were looking at a fighter I saw in Thailand. Sunday, March 20th. Oh, today was the first day of spring. I thought it might have been yesterday. Oh, there we go. Learned something new. So that camera that I talked about is in this package. It came in this case. I'm not allowed to show it to you guys yet, but here's something it came with. That is a battery charger, because yes, finally a video camera that I can use that has user replaceable batteries. And it's got this thing here. What's cool is it's like my normal camera, but if I put this on my ear, the camera will track my head. So if I look left, the camera will look left. If I look right, the camera will look right. If I look up, it'll look up. So this is a really, really neat feature. I haven't tried it yet, but if it works well, then holy shit, it's gonna be a game changer. Imagine if I could put the camera on my backpack and I just look around with my head and this follows it. That could be neat. So we're gonna try that. As for the camera itself, it's a little bigger. That's all I'm gonna show, but it's got a much bigger sensor than my pocket. But there we go. And the really, really cool thing is it's got a built-in microphone jack as well. So I can actually plug a microphone right into the camera. That's probably the company messaging me and going, "You idiot, what are you doing? You're not supposed to show it. Send it back." No, it wasn't. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to be testing this out tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have some videos up with it. Hopefully it's good. If it's not good, then I'm going to feel like an idiot because I reached out for them and told them I was just going to be honest with it, with my impressions of it, no matter what. So hopefully it's good. Alejandra says, "Hello, Johnny. We just watched your Playa Mujeres video. You make us want to go there." Oop, too far. Whoa, that's already like a few videos ago. That would be this one. I'm curious to see how this one does views wise. I knew it was not going to do so well. Fun fact about this video. Whenever I post a video, it'll tell me, you know, I can look up all the stats based on like, if people watch the video and click subscribe while they're watching the video, it'll tell me. So most videos will gain me anywhere from 10 to 200 subscribers. This video lost me 28 subscribers. So 28 people got this in their feed, clicked on it, and then were like, why the hell am I subscribed to a channel where a guy's walking around a resort in Mexico, and they clicked unsubscribe. So this video has been driving people away, which I think is kind of funny. Whereas maybe, you know what? Let me try something here. I'm going to... That was as of 2 days ago. Let me turn that off. I want to see what that stat is right now. Content. Finest Playa Mujeres. Audience. Where's that stat? Engagement. Reach. Why isn't it showing it to me? Okay, now... Yikes. I want to share this screen, but it's also got a whole bunch of information I'm not supposed to share, like revenue and that type of thing. So it's doing a little better now. Maybe that was part of the YouTube cleanup, but I just took a screenshot of something. Let me get this back. Bum, bum, ba-da-da. Throw the camera back on. Okay, so now it's at -4. So that video has lost me 4 subscribers. Boo. But it was at like -28 the other day. So I wonder if that was just like YouTube glitching out or whatever. But most videos gain me subscribers. So I think, I don't know. If someone wants to unsubscribe, unsubscribe. Boy from New York says, yes, share the money. TVDXER says you're going to set aside some time to watch the Cancun airport video. I didn't realize it was so packed. Maybe I could have like retitled this like packed or busy, or put crowded, put one of those names, like something a little more clickbaity in the title, but yeah, it was definitely a busy airport. William says, nice haircut. Thank you, William. Welcome to another Sunday Night Live. Oh yeah, Boardwalk Brad sent $2 to go through the Philippines. So let's run through some Philippines pictures. So this is just some random pics I pulled from the Philippines. I think these would have been taken, not my Galaxy S20, but a few smartphones ago. I think this was 2016. There's, I think that's my hotel in Cebu. So we're just going to run through these pictures. And I think that is the Ayala Mall, which is right across the street from my hotel in Cebu. Why is that picture there? Oh yeah, that's just a picture of me. Again, I was solo for this portion of the trip. So there I am, squinting, taking a horrible selfie. Isn't that a good picture? Boardwalk Bride, I think 2015 or 16. There's a picture from Boracay. This was before Boracay was like closed down and reopened. There I am on a catamaran. Oh, these would have been taken with a Galaxy S8. And I had no idea I was going to get this covered in water on the catamaran. Like, I was soaked. I didn't wear bathing trunks. I just wore my shorts. And yeah, it was pretty bad. Ali BHG says feet again. Are you noticing the theme? This is kind of a foot fetish channel. Have you not noticed that? Hey, another horrible selfie where I'm clearly looking directly into the sun and squinting for some reason. Am I wearing a life jacket? I think I'm wearing a life jacket. I think that's from when I was on the catamaran. And that's a picture from my hotel, actually. The hotel backed onto the ocean. You look so weird with the squint. There's that famous blue water and beach. This is all the way on one end. So my hotel would have been down in this area. Actually, more like this area. Oh, hey, you guys can't see my mouse. I'm pointing at the picture with my mouse and you guys can't see it. And that is looking in the other direction. Hey, I found someone to take my picture for me. At least you're not a guy with gnarly toes. I think my toes are all right. Hayrie Park is here. Hello, Hayrie Park. Good evening. And I am in the way of Boracay, November 2. Oh, this is 2017 November. This is November 7th. So this is within a day or two of my birthday. I won't say the exact day, but it's within a day or two. So this was right before they shut it down for a couple of years and cleaned it up. The reason they did that, this was actually Duterte, a not very liked president. Boardwalk Brad, $5, loving the photos. Thank you very much, Boardwalk Brad. Thank you so much. One of the reasons they shut Boracay down was, despite being an economic engine for the country and being one of the most sought after tourist spots,
loving the photos,
Southeast Asia, a lot of the hotels were just dumping their sewage and waste right into the ocean. It didn't have a proper septic system or a proper wastewater system. So even though this water looks pristine and beautiful, there were some little coves on Boracay that were just filthy, where raw sewage was being dumped. So it was turning into like an ecological disaster, and they didn't even have proper landfill or waste management. And there were more and more hotels there, and the amount of tourists were piling on. So I think the government just put their foot down and they built these systems, and the hotels all had to connect to the waste systems or they weren't allowed to reopen, and they had to connect on their own dime. So I think that's what happened there. So now it's a bit more exclusive. There's not so many places open, but it's a lot cleaner and it's actually sustainable. So good for them for doing that, especially considering I'm sure they killed a lot of jobs in a lot of their local economy. And then COVID happened. Yay! But hopefully it's bouncing back. And I would absolutely love to go back here. It is one of the most sought after places to visit in that part of the world for a reason. And that's just kind of like an idea as to how busy Boracay is. Everywhere you go, it's like that. This is just a walkway that's parallel to the beach, but it's like shoulder to shoulder people. Like, it was clearly way over any type of healthy capacity. And there's the plane I took to Boracay. Fun little plane. I think I took this from... I actually think I took it from Clark Airport, because I think it was like $100 cheaper if I flew to that airport versus Manila. So I had to get in a car and drive for a while. And there's some of the jeepneys. They don't use tuk-tuks. They use jeepneys. They're kind of these badass trucks that take you around. They're sort of pseudo unofficial transit system. And in Manila, these tend to be like white vans, but in the more remote places, they're like that. JD says that plane still has ashtrays. Dash 8? I don't know. Maybe that was a Bombardier. Is it Bombardier that makes the Dash 8? That was me in the hot tub on my swimming pool in Manila. That's a rooftop pool. And there's a view of my hotel room. I kind of swanked it up and stayed at a nicer place. Clark Air Base was big in the war. Yeah, I think that whole town that has a not so good reputation, Angeles, came to be because of the U.S. Air Force Base there. And now it's run as a civilian airport, but a heavily locked down civilian airport. And there's like an actual cartel there. You cannot take a Grab to the airport. They're not allowed. Only certain taxi companies are allowed there. Grab is their version of like Lyft or Uber. And I was taking Grab all over Manila, but I couldn't book a trip to that airport. And I was like, why? And I went down to my hotel concierge and they were like, yeah, you have to book a private car through a certain service. And it's not even like the police. It's like a literal like cartel that runs it. Won't let other cars anywhere near the airport. So there's some corruption for you, by the way. But yeah, I just booked a private car. It was probably cheaper. There I am on a rooftop with beer between my legs. There's some little people boxing. These people actually, I sat down with, I think, the guy in the blue, and we had a good talk. And I bought him a beer, and it's just super, super fun dude. That was a really, really neat time. Now we're back to the hotel roof in Manila. Feet and beer. I see a theme, Susan. Yes. Boardwalk Brad. They shut that place down. That was right around the corner from my hotel. And there's a view of Manila. That's the view from my hotel. I think that's my balcony, actually, in the hotel. And there I am making a goofy ass face. Like, what? I think I was intentionally trying to make a face. Was that Michael Buffer? Where? Oh, in the ring? No, I don't think that was Michael Buffer. Or Bruce Buffer. It was not a Buffer. And we're back. So those are the Philippines pictures. Sorry we spent a lot of time on pictures today. We're trying to get some new content to do on these live streams. So hopefully you guys liked it. Maybe I'll just do like one album every now and then from time to time. But you got 3 tonight. Michael needs to check out the COVID-19 live case on YouTube. I think I'm just about done with that topic as the province is with it as well. We're kind of moving on. Alejandro says those pictures are great. Thank you. Jeanette says the pictures were great. Thank you. The picture segment was cool. Woohoo. We added a new segment to the Sunday Night Live Stumbles. Let's 8.6. This video keeps getting views. Is it going to be higher? 8.7. I hope I'm not still sharing revenue on that. Boardwalk Red says next up Korea. I have a million pictures from Korea, and so many of them are not appropriate to show on the stream. So maybe we'll start slowly going through all the pictures of me in Korea. And actually all my Korea pictures, because it was so long ago, are on Facebook, and they're saved in this tiny little format. They're not like 1080 or anything big, so they're going to be like low resolution. They're going to be 4:3. Like, ew, who takes pictures in 4:3? That's gross. But they're going to be 4:3 and low resolution. Pics of you in China too. I have a bunch of Taiwan pictures. I do have pictures of Shanghai in China, and I have pictures of Hong Kong, but not a whole lot actually. But yeah, okay, maybe we'll do some Korean pictures moving forward. Didn't you go to Fiji? Would love to see those. Did I go to Fiji? Alexa, have I ever been to Fiji? Oh, she says, sorry, I don't know that one. All right, maybe we'll do that next time. And we are... Wow, there's some good pronunciation for you. We are in the Reddit Toronto. Let's see what's going on in the city. Ali BHG says, oh, how would Alexa know? I said I was in Fiji. Okay, treasure hunt. I will send merch to any person, to the first person who can put in the Johnny Stumbles comments the video and the time where I said I've been to Fiji. All right, Marg, there's a challenge. I will send one item of merch of your choosing to whoever can find me saying I've been to Fiji in one of my videos or live streams. You have to put a link to the video and the time when I said it as evidence. And if I can verify that I did that, I will send you some merch for free, because not on this stream a while ago. Yeah, I don't think I ever said that. I've never been to Fiji. That gives me an idea. I could say something deliberately and then 6 months from now say, hey, whoever can find this can win a prize. Maybe we could do that. TVDXER says no time and 0-0 to Fiji. You win. You win. So there's a challenge for you. If you can track that down of me saying when I've been to Fiji and the time, I'll send you some merch. Susan says he says Boracay, never Fiji. Yeah, I don't think. Why would I say that? I've never been. I don't even know where Fiji is on a map. I think Vijay Singh, the PGA golfer, was from Fiji. It's about all I know. Like, where's Fiji? I think it's like near Australia. Hey, so I kind of did know where Fiji is. And there's the Solomon Islands. Papua New Guinea, Indonesia. I've been to Indonesia. No wonder why there's so many Aussies in Bali. Yeah, so I will definitely be going to this part of the world at some point this year. Is this the Mandela effect? Firestar Eyes? Maybe it's the Mandela effect. Kind of like how most people Mount Fuji. I've been to the base of Mount Fuji. Yeah, it's like the Berenstain Bears. You remember it different from being spelled. I've been here. I've been to Taipei, and I took the high-speed train from Taipei to Kaohsiung. I did not stop at any of these cities along the way. Awesome, awesome country. Sorry if you don't think it's a country. It is a country. Anyways, let's see what's going on in the city of Toronto. So we had Comic-Con going on. A late night walk in Allen Gardens. Ooh. That almost looks like it's like CG rendered. Oh, Lisa is sticking to Canada for this year. I'm hoping to get out. Susan says ditto to Taipei, Hong Kong, and Kaiping. Rest in peace, Hong Kong. I would love to be able to go back there, but they're under strict lockdown, and they're also no longer a free... Anyways, yeah. It's sad what's happened to Hong Kong. 8088 DuPont Street, soon to be demolished. Oh, this is that old warehouse. Oh, I kind of love this building. It's going to be... It gives you such an interesting vibe. Justin says, any tips for university, Johnny? Get some glasses with eyeballs painted on it, and then you can just kind of chill in your lectures. I don't know. I was a terrible university student. I didn't even go to half of my classes. I have no idea how I passed. I didn't even read any of my books, not even the textbooks. I don't know how I made it through university. Anyways, that's an awesome building, and used to live in Shaw. I remember this building so much. It's going to be sad to see it demolished. Hopefully something that does it justice pops up. TTC subway operator attacked by up to 6 people. What the flying F? A TTC operator suffered a concussion and other injuries after he was attacked by as many as 6 people on Saturday night at Shepherd Young Station. The operator was along the platform when he was approached by as many as 6 assailants and attacked. They had to take him to the hospital. Well, the platforms are full of cameras, so hopefully they can figure that out, and we can plaster the pictures of those POSs. Were they found? Well, he's recovering from hospital, but that is I mean, you almost need to like get some pepper spray just for riding the transit these days. It's nuts. Random Toronto subway facts. So I run a YouTube channel called Metro 6 that looks at the history of Toronto transit. You do run a YouTube channel, Metro 6. Unbuilt, the Crosstown Expressway. Unbuilt, the Downtown Relief Line. All right, this is neat. You know what? if you're trying to appeal to like transit geeks, all right, Jeanette, have a good night. And good night, COVID Hippo. I would really recommend putting pictures of transit in your thumbnails front and center. Like just streetcars, buses. The thumbnail design is good, but I think you're going to pull in more of your target audience if people see transit videos in the picture. But, you know, we're still a young, growing channel. I thought I would share some interesting things I've learned over my time doing it. Most people are aware of things like Lower Bay, Lower Queen, the Ruffton Tobico RT platform at Kipling, etc., so I won't touch these. When planning the original, we'll just read a few. When planning the original section of the subway, Eglinton to Union, the open air section of the line was originally planned to extend all the way to Wellesley Station. So they wanted it to be open air all the way to Wellesley. So that would be, because right now it disappears just south of Rosedale. This part of the line was buried entirely to reduce property acquisitions and ease fears about property values. A very smart decision to bury that part of the line. That would certainly make downtown feel really weird if it was above ground all the way to Wellesley. The northern extension from Eglinton was originally planned to go to Steeles and included stations at Glencairn. I've been trumpeting there should be a station at Glencairn forever. And Glen Echo Road. These stations would be cut as cost-saving measure. The extension to Steeles was cut. The TTC felt that neither Vaughan or Markham had adequate water sewer infrastructure. So that was way back when. York Mill Station was originally planned to be built elevated above the Don Valley. The segment between, I'm going to have to come back and read these. The segment between St. Clair and Summerhill used to be exposed. I did not know that. Oh. So they put this is what they call putting a lid on it. So when they cover these areas up, it's called lidding. There's a movement to lid a lot of the freeways in the US. There are many people who pushed for the Spadina extension to be built under Bathurst or Dufferin. Bathurst would make sense. Alright, so there's some neat facts here. I don't want to take away this guy's thunder. You can still see the original streetcar platform under the modern one at Candy Station. I did not know that. Metro 6, we're going to have to check out that channel. Alright, Ali BHG, have a good night. Sorry I put you to sleep with boring facts. Our mascot getting some rest after a long night of terrorizing the city. Oh, look how cute that is. Oh, by the way, I did not watch Turning Red the other night. Should I watch Turning Red after this stream? Let's find out. That is an awesome picture. Wow, we can really get in there. Super good quality too. Winter Stations 2. Yeah, I think these are... We've looked at these before. I think they're being removed soon, if not already. Are they ever going to remove the pylons at Lakeshore and Lower Jarvis? It's been months, and the traffic buildup here is ridiculous. Is this an article or just a picture? I have seen that. I just assumed that there was active work going on. At the Eaton Center. Alright, I guess the lighting is pretty good on that picture. I don't know. I don't know. St. Patrick's Day skyline. Why would that be different from any... Oh, that's why. Because the CN Tower would be green. That camera looks like it's over sharpening the picture. Foggy hike in Taylor Creek Park. It's kind of spooky. No, too far back. Where are we? Go forward. Blue Jays Shoppers Drug Mart calendar from 1987. That's pretty awesome. So we're Scotiabank Arena on St. Patrick's Day, NASA on Spadina. Yeah, you always get a badass view of the tower there. So Toronto and GTA in early 70s. This must be linking to the old Toronto channel, I bet. DJ Ian says it's a very amazing movie. You watched Turning Red last night. Yeah, he says Johnny's missing the comments. Sorry about that. Hello, Dante. Estelle watched the new Spider-Man. That was awesome. Dean's Vlog says Turning Red was an excellent film, one of Pixar's best. Yeah, I've heard it's got more of an adult twist to it. Sky-high fuel prices won't lead to fare increases. Okay. Nature is calling. I'll be back. I'll just play a video.
Dear Mirror, how do I see myself?
While I go, I'll only be a minute or two, but here. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, March 16th. YouTube Premium. The time is 10:37 a.m. I'll be back, guys.
And the temperature is around 28 degrees Celsius. And it seems to be getting hotter by the second. And I just got dropped off here at Terminal 3 at the International Airport here in Cancun. And for this one, I'll be heading on into the airport. I've already pre-checked in, but I'm not sure if they take electronic boarding passes here or not. I just have to take a second to slide on my mask. I'm flying Air Canada, and they use Terminal 3 here. The other Canadian airline, WestJet, I think I saw a sign that says they use Terminal 4. So things are quite busy. I'm just going to find out where Air Canada is.
Someone said after these messages, we'll be right back. Which reminds me, I got a box of Fruit Loops today.
And I don't think my flight is on the board.
We'll just leave this playing in the background while we hang out. Floating chair taking us to places where Johnny won't. I took you here. Gertej didn't know that Air Canada flies to Cancun. Yeah, I think even Swoop, I think that's that cheap airline that flies out of Hamilton. They fly to Cancun. I saw a Swoop plane there. Transat does, Sunwing. So I think WestJet does. I met some people in the resort who took WestJet. So I think they all fly to Cancun. This airport is busier than Toronto Pearson Airport, believe it or not. So this tiny little airport, or what started as a tiny little airport, is busier than the busiest airport in a G8 nation. So that's how important this area is to the economy of Mexico. And now we're going to head up to security. Yay. So if you're wondering what our plans are for tonight, I think we're going to go till about 9 p.m. and then we're going to cut the stream, and then I'm going to go probably... I won't do it on Twitch, but I have not played any Rocket League since I left for my trip. So we're going to play some video games, not on stream. I was hoping Tech would drop in and say hi. And she did ask that we bring back Rap Battle, so I've got to reinstall it. I've reformatted my drive. I did that when I built the other computer and I swapped them. Or I swapped the drives, but I am going to honor that request, and we'll play a game of Rap Battle or two when Tech Needs Tea returns, just because it's been a while. Maybe Suit says I joined Twitch and then I didn't do Twitch. There's a big airport growing in Scotland. Lisa Palmer's going to have a hot bath, meditate, and sleep. That sounds like a plan. I'm gonna have tea and watch Turning Red. Lisa's gonna watch ER and edit. I thought I knew that. Yeah. I saw that on a YouTube video somewhere. 57% say I should watch Turning Red tonight. 19% say no, and 24% of you are still just a baseball. Hello, King. Dropping in saying hi. Let's take this. Your boyfriend got you a yoga mat earlier. All right, Vivian Johnson. Have a good night. Or is it Marie and Brad Palmer that are leaving? I must have missed that, but either way, have a good night, everyone. We're only about 7 minutes away from turning it off. Turning Red is a Pixar movie, Disney Pixar, based in Toronto. Yeah, I haven't watched one of these movies in a long time, but since it's based in Toronto, I think that alone kind of makes it worth watching. But what I need is a feature on Disney where I can watch it at like 2 or 3 times the speed, just to kind of get it over with quicker. Keys to Jong watched The Tinder Swindler. Yes, that is mind-blowing. I love the part where the girl started sewing the guy's clothes to get back. I started watching Beth. What's that Amy Schumer? That Amy Schumer Life with Beth? Beth? She has a new show that's pretty good. I started watching that last night. Is it on here? Is it on here? Amy Schumer new show. Life and Beth. I started watching Life and Beth last night. So of all the shows I'm watching, oh, Vivian, we're not going to play games tonight, but thank you for not subscribing. I've been watching Super Pumped, The Battle for Uber, but I'm stuck because I'm on the latest episode waiting for the new one to come out. I'm watching The Dropout. Again, I'm stuck on the latest episode, and I just started watching Life and Beth. So those are the shows that I have on the go. I'm also working on You're the Worst, which is a really good old show. It's kind of reminds me a bit of Catastrophe. Randy C says Super Pumped is good. Yeah, it is good. They just started going to war with Lyft, which is kind of neat. Gertech says Terminator 2 is your favorite movie. Did you guys know Amazon got approved for purchasing MGM in Europe, and it's likely to get approved in the US, which means Amazon now owns the rights to James Bond, to Rocky, I think to Stargate. So there's 2 schools of thought. One, like Amazon is a bookstore. Should they really be owning a big movie studio? But the other side of the coin is it's now going to be easy to access this phenomenal category of back movies on Amazon Prime. And they're probably going to make a whole bunch of TV series. Like imagine a James Bond TV show with like a super high budget, because we all know Amazon can bankroll it. A lot of Stargate fans are like giddy at the thought of that being relaunched. So as depressing as it is that everything in this world is getting owned by just a handful of big conglomerates, mainly Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, but the glass is half full size. I think there's all kinds of phenomenal things that could happen with this. So hopefully they don't F it up and we just get a whole bunch of really good stuff here. So I'm looking forward to it. Gertej owns James Bond. I'm not a huge fan of Daniel Craig. I'm looking forward to moving on to a new Bond. All right, Vivian. I'm thinking tomorrow there'll be no live stream because I did one today. I did a live stream earlier today on the Strides channel. So probably Tuesday, if not Wednesday, but I will, I have a video where I walk through Corktown. So I think I'm going to premiere that tomorrow morning. Chris Mills says Amazon overlords. I will bet within 5 years, Amazon Prime overtakes Netflix. They just have so much more money at their disposal. Like their war chest is unlimited. And that's it. I got to watch Upload. The new season of Upload came out on Amazon, and that was excellent. So yeah, if there's one thing Amazon does good, when you watch a movie that they made, it feels like something you would watch in theaters. When you watch a movie that Netflix made, it feels like a movie that was made for TV. Like it's the same actors over and over again. It's super low budget. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. Susan says Amazon owns Whole Foods too. Yes, they do. It's scary how many things they own. You would think that they would get split up into multiple entities, right? Kind of, but hey, Lisa's got to stop watching everything and just get outside. That's probably a good thing to do now that the pandemic's kind of on its way out. I don't even think it is a pandemic anymore. And the good weather is here. Definitely get outside. Pentland says, is Amazon buying MGM or just the MGM catalog? No, they're buying MGM. So they're bringing on all the employees and not just the IP, but everything. Coincidentally enough, MGM is a different company from MGM Hotels in Las Vegas. So a lot of people thought, wow, Amazon now owns a bunch of big casinos in Las Vegas. No, that's a different MGM, but it's related in that they were both owned by the same guy, which is why they had the same name at one point. But yeah, I'm just reading some of your chats. Very much not a panty these days. Well, tell that to some of the folks in China and Hong Kong and Korea that are like re-locking down. Go can bring back the Niagara weekend service any day now. Yeah, that would be nice to see. MGM is opening a sports book in Canada. Man, everything at this airport was so expensive and it was so packed. You couldn't get a seat anywhere. It was ridiculous. All right, I'm going to say last call. If you have any questions, if there's anything you want to know, now is the time. I think we've only got about 2 minutes left in the stream. Last call. Oh, I got an email from one of the viewers here. All right, I will get to that. Car rentals are stupid expensive now. Yes, well, the car rental companies sold off a lot of their inventory and closed a lot of the locations because the business travel stopped, right? And then there's not much weekday demand, but insane weekend demand. So in order to stay afloat, their prices went up. So hopefully business travel resumes and they can build up their inventories again and those prices can come back to normal. Hopefully. But yeah, it sucks if you're in the market to rent a car these days. Video will play after ads. No, it won't. We're going to end the video. I am a YouTube premium member. Johnny, have you tried the fish sandwich at Popeyes? No, I will never try the fish sandwich at Popeyes. I do not like fish. Estelle loves Bradley Cooper. DJ says, no question for me. Watch The Turning Red. I will enjoy it. All right. I'm going to go watch Turning Red after I play a little video games. So I just want to thank everyone for watching the stream tonight. Did we get to... Oh, I guess not. I just refreshed it. But this was at like 8,000 views when we started. Now it's up to 8.9. So that's doing pretty well. And I've now gone, I think, 2 weeks without doing the comments on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to have to go rifle through the comments and clean those up a bit. But yeah, thank you to our mods for dropping in. Thank you to our super chatters. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. I say ours if there's more than just me. Come on, kind of a one-man band. But most importantly, just thank you for coming and showing up and watching the stream. Hit like, hit subscribe if you haven't. I will be back next Sunday night around the same time on the same channel. Maybe we'll do some more photos. Maybe I'll have some other stuff prepared. And I will be live streaming on a few occasions at least on the Johnny Strides channel throughout the week. And probably I'll be doing Friday night. Tech needs tea! Tech, you're late. We're just wrapping up and saying goodbye, but it is good to see you back. Glad all is well. I hope you didn't purchase in-flight Wi-Fi and you're up in the air just in time to say goodbye. All right, Kathleen, you're welcome. Sorry, Tech, it's time. We are signing off. The view count is dropping. People are leaving, but it's good to see you, Tech. Oh, you're home, so at least you didn't buy the in-flight Wi-Fi. But you're kind of like the Pokeroo lately. If you don't know who the Pokeroo is, look up TV Ontario polka dot door Pokeroo, and you can see the story. But anyways, it's great to see you back. You are missed. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the start of spring. I'll be out tomorrow, probably recording a video or two and playing with my new camera. All right, I will end the stream now. Good night.